Hill, attempting to strangle 2 female nurses. The state sentenced her to 4 years in a secure youth institution with a scheduled release date in 1998. Had she kept her mouth shut, her record would have been sealed and she would have walked into adulthood with a completely clean slate. But for a true sadist, the high doesn't come from keeping a secret. The high comes from the fantasy, the power, and the validation of an audience. Sharon began filling the pages of her prison diaries with graphic prose, relishing the memory of Katie's death. In early 1996, she became intensely infatuated with a female prison officer named Annette Siney. Seeking to terrify and impress her, Sharon confessed to the murder. When detectives searched her cell in her mother's house, they uncovered diaries that laid the bare mind of a teenage psychopath. Months after the killing, she had written, "I swear I was born to be a murderer. Killing for me is a mass turn-on, and it makes me so high. I never want to come down." Another entry detailing Katie's final moments read, I bring the knife into her chest. She is pleading with me. I know all of her life breathing has worked, but it does not now, and I am joyful. I enjoyed putting the blade up her. It made me feel powerful. Your terrified screams turned me off. Though Sharon quickly withdrew her confession on the advice of her lawyer, the diaries doomed her. Furthermore, she possessed intimate knowledge of the crime scene that had never been released to the public, including the precise graphic details of the private mutilation and the fact that she had stolen Katie's bracelet as a trophy. In 1997, a jury took 5 hours to find her guilty. Because Mary Bell had been convicted of manslaughter due to diminished responsibility in 1968, Sharon Carr officially became the youngest female convicted of murder in British history. She was handed a life sentence within a 14-year minimum. Extensive psychiatric evaluations confirmed that Sharon was not psychotic, schizophrenic, or legally insane. She knew the exact difference between right and wrong. Instead, she suffered a severe psychopathic personality disorder mixed with sadism. Neurologically, she possessed the classic traits of a born predator: a severely underactive amygdala, a weak prefrontal cortex, meaning she was physically incapable of registering the fear of her victims, completely immune to guilt, and biologically wired to receive a massive dopamine reward from inflicting pain. Criminologists consider Sharon Carr an absolute anomaly. While most juvenile killers act out of reactive emotional collapse, Sharon killed a complete adult stranger with premeditated calculation of an adult male predator. Today, decades later, Sharon Carr remains heavily locked away. When her minimum 14-year term expired, the parole boards flatly refused to release her. Unlike most youth offenders whose violent impulses soften with age, Sharon's psychopathic traits only harden. Behind bars, she has spent decades under a strict restricted status, the absolute highest custodial designation for women in the UK, reserved for those who pose a permanent lethal danger to the public. Kept in near total isolation and escorted by multiple guards at all times, she still violently lunges at staff and prisoners whenever given a split-second opportunity.